Welcome to the Dan Stevens Show. I'm delighted to have with me today Joanne O'Dwyer.
Thank you, Dan.
Hi Joanne. Thank you very much for coming all the way out to the studio here in Blanchardstown.
Welcome.
Really appreciate it. Joe is... Will I call you Joe for sure?
Yeah, you can call me Joe. Everybody calls me Joe.
This is out of my comfort zone because I don't know Joe that well. And I will admit, folks, that I do sometimes bring on comedians. You've probably noticed. And I'm a little bit in my comfort zone, and then I try to... Well, I asked them about another aspect of their life, which is good. But today I have Joe, who I don't know that well. Mm-hmm. Do you want to tell the viewers and listeners how we met, Joe?
Yeah, we met in a very obscure way. Dan came to a service that I run with myself and Louise, who you know as well.
Yeah.
So Dan came and exchanged some bodily fluids with us. And it all kicked off from there, Dan. As all good stories start, exchange of bodily fluids. So I run a drugs testing service with a colleague of mine, Louise, and Dan has been using our service for the last 7-8 months for his and you can explain why.
It's from my probation from Florida. I'm on probation for a DUI that got reduced to a reckless driving alcohol related charge. So I have to provide a drug test once a month to my probation officer in Florida. And Joe and Louise take the piss out of me every month.
Literally, yeah.
So that's... I just found you very interesting. You're a very interesting person.
Thank you.
It struck me, you have I don't know, something wistful about you or something. I knew that you can just tell that you're knowledgeable or something or interested.
What does wistful mean? I've never heard that.
I don't know. I can just see. When I walked in, that's a good word, isn't it?
What does it mean, though? Right, did you make that up?
No, I don't know. I think that's a real word. But there was something about the way you observe things. I think I'm very. I wouldn't say I'm observant, but you have a curious way about you or something. I could see you looking at me with curiosity when I came into the testing centre.
Yeah.
And I was like, I like that. I like curious people.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think I'm a curious person as well.
Yeah. I'm very interested in people. Very interested.
Yeah.
Especially when people come in the door. It's like what brought them here today, and everybody has a story that comes in. It comes into the testing service. So, I suppose I'm curious. I want to help everybody that comes in. So you're trying to support them to do the right thing, get help. You're signposting them, do this, do that. This is going to give you the best chance to get away with, because nobody wants to go to prison. Nobody wants to end up with a criminal conviction. So we're trying to help people that they don't end up in prison. But also, I'm not saying you will, Dan, but I'm just, other people maybe. So it was a niche. We saw Louise and myself both work in addiction. And people were ringing up all the time, looking, can you drug test us? And we didn't do it, only through our drugs court. So that's why we decided, right, let's set up a drug testing service and see how it goes. And that was in 2022.
Right. And
we're still going strong.
Yeah.
We do a bit of work for Tusla now, and so it's just supporting people that, if a judge asks them, or like yourself, or they want to show for work as well. Loads of people coming into the country, out of the country, come to us for that. Tusla, people with maybe access with their children and stuff. And anybody that wants to prove their drug status, maybe that's why they come to us. So, yeah.
So that's part of what you do. Originally, your trade, I suppose, is life coach, psychotherapist, and counselling.
Yeah.
So counselling and psychotherapy, and you're a life coach.
Yeah.
And you're a co-author on a book called Start Over, Turn Any Loss into a Sensational Comeback.
Very good. Where'd you get all this information now?
Stalking you.
Stalking me, LinkedIn or...
Yeah.
So,
It's really cool. And your website is great. Check your website out.
Oh, yeah, I need to work on that website. The man
I was looking at it this morning.
He says I need to do a lot of work on it. I'm also the manager of Mead Community Drug and Alcohol Response as well. So that's a Mead Addiction Services. So we have a place in Navan and a place in Trim. And so we're a community addiction service that serves the whole of County Meath. So I'm the manager of that as well.
Are you a Mead woman or loud?
No, loud.
Sorry.
I'm not even loud. I've lived all over. My passport says Sligo. I've lived in Dublin I lived in Raheny for years as well, but I've lived all over. Galway, Offaly, Laois, Carlow. But the longest I've ever been is Loud now. I'm in Castlebellingham, County Loud.
Yeah, right. And you actually came to the studio today from Coolock.
Yeah.
And was that something to do? What would you be doing there now?
That was to do with I was helping a young girl who is around her access to her children.
Right.
So that was a bit of the work I do, but
Okay.
something different, yeah.
Geez,
Yeah.
so I'd say every day is different for you. You're dealing with troubled people. People that are trying to get out of trouble.
Yeah.
Willingly trying to
Mm-hmm.
recover
Yeah. Yeah.
from something.
So my psychotherapy and counselling would be very broad. It wouldn't just be people in addiction, but a lot of people are in, will hear I specialise in addiction and will come to me. But I'm a generic integrative psychotherapist and counsellor, so I deal with everything. But my day-to-day work in McDar would be addiction specific. So trying to get people to get well and get substance free or get a level of recovery, quality of life that they haven't had before. I'm doing that. I'm in recovery myself from heroin addiction. So I came into the services around 18 years ago, and went back to University of Ulster to become a counsellor and psychotherapist, and then it just kind of morphed from there, and I've worked in services ever since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you think, with the heroin addiction, do you think that's given you an insight into what people are going through now that other people who have studied counselling and psychotherapy or who help people wouldn't have? Does it give you an extra sort of,
The lived experience, you mean?
yeah, it must help surely, does it?
I've lived what the people are
Yeah.
coming to me. I have that experience. So yeah, it does give you another level of insight and of awareness that maybe somebody who hasn't been through it hasn't got. But I wouldn't say that you have to have the lived experience. But a lot of my staff would have lived experience, and
Right.
but it's not. I think everybody is in some level of recovery from something, whether it be a breakup, cancer. Everybody has had heartache and has had tough times. So I think it definitely. But I suppose bringing it back to the question, me having the lived experience, I suppose it has its added benefits, and people say they can relate to you better. I'm understanding what they're going through. I suppose all the behaviours of people and the dishonesty and bullshit and all the deceit and everything that comes with addiction, I can see it a mile away. You know what I mean? So it's kind of intuition innate in me that you can, because they're just mirroring what I was doing 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So definitely, I think it gives me a bit of insight. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
awareness.
how long did you have that addiction for?
I suppose I would have always been messing around with alcohol and drugs at a young age. It was very
Right.
readily accessible. Started probably taking drugs when I was around 15, 16, cannabis, the usual stuff, kind of gateway into it. When I left school then, that's when it really escalated, and would have partied a lot, ecstasy, kind of, speed, coke, everything and anything. And then heroin came in. I was living in London, and I'd come home and moved into Dublin city centre, and heroin was starting to kind of, I was aware of it on nights out when it coming down and stuff, and it was just there. And then I started, you never, always like, oh, that was something I'd never do. And then one night, just, oh, give us a line of that, and that was it, because I had so much trauma as a child that it was like someone just gave me the biggest hug and kiss and said, you're safe, and that was it. I
So
just
it was a line you did?
just a lot, smoked.
Oh.
Yeah, smoked it. So
Right.
you'd smoke it on tinfoil.
Right.
So yeah, it was just absolutely, it was.
And that went on for a few years, did it?
I went on for a few years and then started injecting.
All right.
And then in the midst of it all, I had my child. Keen's dad and myself were really, really unwell, and like, just, your mental health, everything just goes. There was criminality. There was, I suppose, I'd Hep C. There was just years and years of madness
Through the
then.
mill.
Yeah, and then when I had Keen, then it even got worse, because the overwhelming of having a child in addiction.
Wow.
So all in all, 12 years. Rock bottom was a combination of a load of things. I had a charge.
Do you remember a time that was rock bottom for you? When it does that happen? Do you kind of go, okay, this is when I need to start changing things, or how does that work?
I think you know, when I look back now, there was way more, there was loads of rock bottoms, and I always thought, I'm changing now. You know, there was attempts at rehab and of going into detoxes, and I'd done all that, and every time you come out and this is it, I'm done. But you'd relapse and you go back using again. I suppose rock bottom for me came in I was charged, I had a armed robbery charge. I was.
You had an armed robbery charge?
Yeah.
Jesus. You don't usually see women getting into that.
Great getaway driver. Yeah.
It's equality, isn't it?
Yeah. So I had that.
You're repping the women.
I know. Yeah. I had and then.
That's a movie.
I know. Oh no, I'm thinking about writing the book, but yeah, there's definitely a movie in the whole lot of it. My son was getting to around 5. He used to say to me, "Mammy, take your green medicine to make you better." It's methadone.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I was injected into my neck and my groin with coke and heroin. So like my tolerance was through the roof.
Wow.
And just everything was, I was being very creative in how I was getting my money. Life was just very, very unmanageable, and I met somebody around that time, and in 2005, the 23rd of March 2005 was the last time I ever injected anything. But then the whole road of like coming off methadone, coming off the tablets that you prescribed, all of that took years then as well.
Right.
And I'd come off methadone before and I just relapsed straight away. So this time I was very cognizant of doing it right.
Yeah.
To doing it slowly. So
just to be clear, methadone is it's a synthetic substitute for heroin, is that right?
Yeah.
That when you willingly want to come off heroin, you take methadone.
Yeah, or stabilise on it even.
That in itself is like a step towards recovery. Would it be the first step towards recovery?
Well, methadone maintenance can be given as some people will never come off it; they'll just stay on it. So it's used as a tool for the people aren't sick or in withdrawal, and it stabilises you somewhat. But there are people that will be on methadone till the day they die; they just stay on it. But so it's used to support people. It's the the gold standard of treating people with heroin addiction. So we'd have methadone clinics around the country where, so I decided then to come off the methadone, and that took years. And then I'd hepatitis C, I'd get treatment for that, and so it was a good few years after until I was kind of, I suppose, not using anything to day to day. I didn't need to take something day to day to get by.
Right.
But and even still now in my recovery, I was abstinent for a lot of years. But now I very openly would talk about that. I've used plant-based medicine. I take a drink, so I would be kind of not the norm within the recovery circles because I'm not abstinent, and that's how I've chose to live my life. But it works for me. I have a great quality of life. I'm very functioning. Hopefully, some might say I'm not, but So, but that's I suppose what happened. Life has been amazing since in the last, went back to education.
So it kind of shows that it doesn't have to be an all or nothing strategy. You can do it without giving up everything that you enjoy, because you enjoy a drink and socialising and stuff still.
Yeah.
So I mean, some people would probably think of it as a complete flip of their life. You wonder, do people want to leave their whole personality behind with the addiction? Because I'm sure you meet a lot of interesting characters that are in addiction, or that suffer, and you'd wonder, do they think they have to completely change as a person in order to recover?
Yeah, and
you would think that you'd have to start fresh, in recovery, and become a different person. But I'm just saying that it's quite inspiring anyway to me. And obviously I don't have as much experience in that, but that you've kept certain elements of your life that you enjoy and left the badness behind,
Yeah.
Rather than having to completely transform yourself.
Yeah. And a lot of people, say to me now, I couldn't do what you do because I'll be back using. But I believe that I was absent for a long time, but I believe I done enough. I'm not saying I done enough. I did enough work on myself, but I believe I don't, when I take a drink now, I don't drink on the trauma that I used to use heroin on. So there's an element of somewhat, and no one's ever fully healed, but there's an element of have completed enough work on myself, or I'm healed enough that I'm not using on that anymore. That's what I feel anyway. And my life is so good in recovery that I wouldn't go back there, because I look around and go, well, I'll lose all this, you know what I mean? Like I'll lose my house, I'll lose my partner, I'll lose my job, so it is about building a life that is so, that you don't want to go back using drugs. That's what I believe anyway.
No, it makes sense. Now, in your recovery, like, I don't want to ask for a percentage here, but how much of it would you say was down to yourself, and how much was there any inspirational person for you that you kind of think, like basically what you're doing probably now for other people, was there anyone for you that like helped you through the whole experience, or was it down to yourself mainly? Is there something that happens with you, or do you think, like, how much of it is internal and how much of it is external? Do you know what I mean? I've often wondered that.
I suppose there's an element of internally wanting it and wanting to better your life, and that self-actualization piece around, I want to be a good person, and I know I can do better. There's definitely an element of that. There's also people, I suppose, that did help me along the way. Like my mum and dad were fantastic, and the amount of times that they took me back and helped me, and that unconditional love, and from my family. My son obviously really helped, but I had a very good therapist, and I only met him yesterday actually for lunch. He really supported me when the time came, and looked at, see, when I stopped using drugs, I ballooned to 24 stone then.
Wow.
So I just so there was a day where I was like going, right, there's something going on here you're not getting, because you stop using heroin but you're miserable, your mental health is, and I was huge, and I was just eating my way through, and I still have issues with food, and so I just realized one day the penny dropped, and you've just swapped one addiction for another. You haven't dealt with the underlying shit that is there, the trauma and pain and hurt that have been there all through your childhood. So that when that penny dropped with me, and I went to a therapist, and we looked at all that, and I looked at the years of pain and hurt, that's when real insight and awareness came for me, and I started going, that's what that is. That's why I'm like that, So I started putting the pieces together. So he was really helpful, Paul. And I tried, like, I had been to rehab, and I tried the detoxes, and I'd done all the, fucking talking and everything I could do, but this was the right time, and he just saw me who I was, and it was about the relationship. I don't remember one word he ever said to me. I do remember that we had a great relationship, and we still do to this day. And that's what I feel when I work with people now. People can, if I can just really build a relationship with them, bond with them, people will allow you to bring them anywhere, so that you can challenge people, you can say the tough stuff, and they'll allow that, because they won't run a mile, because you have that relationship. So that was one of the biggest, and that's why I became a therapist then, because I was like, I want to be Paul. I want to do that for other people.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so that's what that was about. And then, like, at the time, the man I was with helped me hugely. We're since divorced, and that's a whole other story. But the community I moved to, so I was living in Dublin, so I left and went down to Castlebellingham. And that whole community of people, I was a single parent, and all these people kind of took me in, and I became part of something which I'd never really experienced before.
Yeah.
So there was all that, like, but like a few friends that stood by me. Louise, I suppose, when I got into recovery and started working she's helped me a lot over the years with different
Big shout out to Louise, by the way.
Big shout out to Louise. Yeah. Louise has been a solid friend of mine for years.
I think I just go a bit closer to the mic.
Sorry.
You're grand. So I believe when I asked you to come on the podcast, I think I asked both of you, and Louise said, no, she'll go on. She loves all that talk and everything.
Louise is like, I can nearly tell your story at this age. You've heard me talk so much, but Louise has always been there for me.
Yeah, he's a great yin and yang.
Yeah,
I love going in there every month. I shouldn't tell you that. I do though. He's a great. So yeah, I would say, so you kind of had to make the decision now to go and see your therapist first, didn't you? So you kind of build the road, and then the people kind of help you down it then, did they? Would you say that's kind of the way?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Fitness was something that really helped me as well.
Yeah.
Like when I couldn't walk, I was so big.
Like American.
Oh no, I was
American.
I show you pictures, like I was unrecognizable.
Really?
How big I was. I was like a balloon.
Wow.
And but I was so miserable, and I couldn't move. I couldn't, So when I started to lose the weight, exercise and fitness and like running, and I joined a fitness a kind of a boot camp in the village I lived in, and all of that really helped me. So that was something that really for my mental health. Like even today, if I don't go to the gym once or twice a week or three times, or walk or something, my head will start to
It's
go.
unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, my head will just. I need that. It keeps me right. It's not about the weight or how I look. It's just it's keeping my head space right.
Yeah.
So that was, and no one ever fucking showed. Sorry, no one ever showed me that when I was. I don't know. I came from a culture where you worked, and there was no kind of emphasis, and then that's not anybody's fault. That's just the generation that we were brought up in. But no one ever showed me like, well, this is a way to mind your stress or your mental health.
Yeah.
Get out there and do a bit of, do a run or do a walk.
Yeah.
It was powerful.
I think what it does is, I've thought about this before, because I'm the same. Like, I think people are the same. People know this, and a lot of people don't action it. They don't exercise enough. But what it does for me when I go for a big walk, for example, if I'm in my own head, because I live by myself, I do comedy, I'm very public facing, I do this, so I would get bouts where I'm like, Jesus, I find that I'm worrying about things in the wrong order, if you know what I mean. So the bigger thing will be at the bottom, and so what I find that it does, if this is a way of describing it, maybe is that once you start moving and doing stuff, I find that the worries get shuffled back into the right order.
You process them and maybe which rationalize which is the most.
I find
this takes precedence over this.
What it does for me, and then I'm like, okay, now I get it. So this is the order they should be in. Why am I worrying so much about that little thing that I can do nothing about?
Yeah.
When I can be thinking about something that's actionable and
controllable.
Yeah.
Control the controllables.
I think the controllable things should be foremost in your mind.
Yeah. But when you move, when you're dropping out of that headspace and you're into that bodily space, and it gives you that space to be able to you know what I mean, to rationalize in your head. I go for a walk first thing in the morning. I get to work. That's that's the best work I do all morning. Is like that 10-minute walk around Navan, and I'm like, for the whole day I have everything. And I get back to the office like, right, bam, bam, bam,
10
bam, bam.
minutes is enough.
Yeah, that's all. It just gets the body going, gets me moving. Gets kind of the juices flowing, and then I'm like 100%.
Get the air, get the light into you. Yeah.
It's powerful.
A lot to be said for that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You're also into Brahani and cacao. This is my research again, folks. I'm a real podcaster.
That was a bio I wrote for, I think, my book maybe 2 years ago. And it's mad how you change. No, it was something a bio I wrote for somebody asked me.
What was?
What the information you have there. No, it's grand. That's what I was into at the time. It's mad how I moved.
No way.
So I trained as a Rahani and cacao.
Times.
No, you're grand. But like, it's interesting when it's like when you read back on your diaries from years ago. God, I was
your
a twat
Bebo
then.
account.
I was a twat then.
The old Bebo account.
So so I suppose the reference to that is I'm trying to move into a more holistic space.
What does holistic mean to you?
Holistic, somatic, kind of bodily space. So I'm trying to kind of tune into more healing. I suppose for me, there's only a certain level of the talking will do.
Yeah.
Right. So somatic is really anything like yoga, breath work, meditation, mindfulness. It's really being still and in the body and movement. So the healing, our trauma is, it gets trapped in the body, so the body keeps the score. I don't know if you ever read that book. So Bessel van der Kolk.
Yeah.
Right. So we hold our trauma in our body. So the somatic stuff would be releasing that, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to I am looking into more kind of holistic methods of healing to add to the work I do as a therapist. So I'd use a bit of breath work, and I would encourage my clients to journal, gratitude, all that stuff as well. So it's just adding to the backpack of tools I have. So and even for myself, what I haven't practiced in Hani in ages, cacao. I have a retreat coming up soon.
Cacao, is that chocolate, is it?
Chocolate, yeah, but chocolate that opens the heart space.
Oh,
yeah,
lovely.
And so it just connects you with the heart space. It's I suppose it's a plant-based medicine.
Yeah.
I'm into, you know what I mean, my plant-based medicine. So it's very gentle, very gentle.
Yeah.
So in a few weeks, with another very good friend of mine, Isabel, we have a retreat, and Isabel is a sound does the sound healing, and we'll do breath work and mindfulness and some angel cards and stuff, but we'll have cacao added, and everybody would just sit, and we'll, maybe set some intentions, and, open our heart space and talk maybe about stuff that's going on for us, have a bit of a share. And so that's just it.
Is cacao the powder? Cacao powder?
No, I have a block of, I get it from Peru, sent over from very ethically sourced, I'm told. Hopefully it is. I don't know. It could be child labour or whatever, but anyway. So, and then you heat it up with milk that isn't cow's milk, that is, like oat.
Right.
Or something, and then you heat it up, don't let it boil, and as you're like kind of brewing it or processing it, you put your intentions and love into it, and then you drink it, and it's got the word won't come to me what's in it, that opens the valves and in your blood vessels. No, that's different now. But you're on the right trajectory.
I love the words. I'm big into words.
So that's it's I'm just trying to, I suppose, dip my toes into other areas of, as you know,
it's a toolkit, isn't it?
And I enjoy it even for myself. Like, if I never give it to anyone, if I never use it with any clients or anything, it's just for myself to be to be more spiritual and enlightened, and to be
to feel lighter.
Like better. I enjoy it.
It's hard for me. Like, I think my main, I supplement a bit. And I used to take a lot more supplements, but now the ones that I find, because I'm doing late night now, like I'll do 7 or 8 nights in a row of comedy, and you can't sleep after that.
Yeah, you must
it's
be wired, tell you.
2 or 3 hours after, so it'd be like 2 a.m. probably by the time I get to sleep. And then I'll have 4 or 5 nights where I don't have any comedy, and I'm like, I was an electrician for 15 years, so I'm like up at 7 or 8, have your dinner at 5, go to bed at 10 or 11. That's the way I'm wired, so this kind of is going against that as well. And it's like my body and mind are fighting then on the non-comedy nights of like, am I the type of person who stays up till that time now?
Just because you don't have a gig yet?
Or do I go back to the other way that actually feels more natural to me? So I have been taking magnesium and L-theanine. That's what I take now. I got a new batch last night. I didn't have them there for a week. I had to order some more, but I have them in now, and I'm like, glad to have them. They help with the sleep quality and like help me fall asleep. So I think I'm in an ideal world for me. Sleep is a massive thing, as you know. It's like, it's the bedrock, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a bit of a pun there, I think.
No, but if you don't sleep,
it's the foundation of everything else, of every decision.
Yeah.
So like, I'm trying to be able to stay up and not feel guilty about it after a show, and especially if it goes well, and then also to, when I don't have a show, to go to bed at 11 o'clock or whatever. I'd love to be able to do both of those things.
Yeah, but being kind to yourself and compassionate. This is what I want to do, and not listening to this is what I should do. So being okay with, if I do stay up, that's grand, and if I don't, that's grand as well. Yeah, being kind to yourself.
That's my sister works nights in St. James's ICU, and that's the extreme version of that. She'd do 3 nights in a row, and then have to go on days and stuff. Like, I don't think I'd be able to do nights.
Sleep.
Don't know how they do.
You look at people who work shift, like their life expectancy is less than those of like who don't, because of that to your body. Imagine what that does to you, and not sleeping right and being constantly tired. And my partner is a fireman, and he'll come in. And and I see him pushing through the whole day, looking at him going, I know he's bollocks, but he keeps awake because I need to sleep tonight. This constant fight of sleep, like I'm being tired all the time, like it has to impact you. It has to.
When are you actually getting to relax at all?
Yeah, because when you're off, you're so tired and you're trying to, I don't want to sleep because I want to sleep tonight, and
you're thinking about sleep rather than sleeping all the time.
And obsession with sleep. And
Quinner, my best friend as well, works in Guinness's. They do nights too. So all of those
shift
things.
Work is not good for you. So magnesium, I've heard people talk about magnesium before. My sleep was never, from coming out of addiction, I've never slept. I'd be awake during the night and going to sleep and waking up, and so I'm on 10 milligrams of amitriptyline, and I always say that I'll never come off it because I have nerve pain in my back, and it helps me sleep as well. And it's this wonder drug. 10 milligrams of amitriptyline.
That sounds really serious.
No, I don't. I hope it's not.
No,
Maybe
like
I'll leave me with
amitriptyline.
Yeah, but and I always said
That sounds like it'd put you well asleep.
it's not actually asleep. It's not actually used for sleep. It's used for nerve pain or high dose for an antidepressant. It's one of these wonder drugs like Lyrica that does everything for you. But I know now I'm nearly 50, and I say I'll be on that for the rest of my life, and I'm okay with 50? That. Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought
50
so.
next year. Thank you, Dan.
You're about my age, honestly.
What age?
Would have been late 30s.
Are you? No, I'm
38 now.
49 this year. 50 next year, yeah.
Fair play to you.
It's the easy life I gave myself, Dan.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, you can tell.
Yeah. Become a heroin addict.
Yeah.
Apart from everything else, it's fucked. I'm actually going to the hospital on Wednesday. My heart is to have an angiogram, and I'm scarring on my heart. And they call me a geriatric ex-heroin user. I said, thanks a fucking lot, lads. That's what your man said to me. Well, you are a geriatric ex-heroin user, Joanne.
Cheek of him.
Yeah.
Don't mind him.
I was very upset, Dan.
Don't mind him, Joe.
I'm all right.
Fuck him. All right, what else was I going to go through with you? I have a few questions for you, by the way. Just a few curious questions.
Okay.
Before I do that, I just want to say, will you follow on Spotify, please, and rate 5 stars. Share with a friend you think might enjoy this, or even one of your enemies. I don't mind. Once they follow, you'll get updated then about new episodes. YouTube, like and subscribe, all that stuff. There's a link in the episode description as well to donate, to buy guests a coffee. Today you bought Joanne a coffee. So
I did. It was lovely.
Yeah.
Thanks very much, lads. Yeah. Cappuccino and insomnia.
So that's just, I just like to prove that I am doing that, because let me tell you, actually, I met a couple of listeners the other night when I was out in the pub.
Very good.
Tony and Nuala, I sincerely hope I have their names right, but they actually bought me a couple of pints. And yeah, apparently he does be listening to this, and he does be shaking in the bed, laughing, and he wakes her up. So sorry about that, Nuala. Tony, thanks for the points. Thanks for the points, and great to see you. Thanks for saying hello. But anyway, I'll ask you a few questions. Is there anything you want to promote, by the way? If anyone needs a drug test, by the way, go to NEDT in Drogheda.
NEDT.ie in Drogheda, yeah. If anybody needs a drug test. See, I always say I have a website, and the man that Dave who helps with the website, he's like, you need to sell it and promote it. I said, like, you either need a drug test or you don't.
Yeah.
Like, it's not as though I'm going to go and go, there's a nice drug test, I might try that out today. You either need it or you don't. Like, it's not like something that you're, you know what I mean? You're not just randomly going to drug test yourself when you don't need it.
What percentage of the time is a drug test court ordered? Like 100%?
No, I definitely think there's certain judges that are more prone to it. I think it's very black and white for a judge. You see, it's like I can walk in and go, I'm doing the divin and all, and I'm in recovery, and I'm abstinent, but actually this is factual. You know what I mean? They can see. So that's why I think some of them push for it. Like, ethically, like, it's a human right. Like, you can't force someone to give it. Like, we don't supervise them. It's a heat monitored, so we know all the people that try and pass bogey ones past us and come in with them in their pocket and in their bringing Fanta in and all that. Like, we've had all that. Oh yeah. People diluted orange, and I'm the queen of. I know what it smells like. I know what it feels like. I know what I'm just like. Louise will be laughing at me. Yeah. I've caught loads of people. People come in, and so people will try to. But a lot of the judges, there's definitely there seems to be more push for it lately. It kind of died off for a while. Over the years, we wouldn't have barely heard that many people needed them, but lately, I don't know what it is. There seems to be a big push for them. I suppose it's factual, and they, I'm actually doing what I'm saying I'm doing. I'm not just fucking bullshitting.
Yeah, and you have kind of. I remember, like, so what happens is, I'll just I'll go in from the. I go in and, we have an old chat, bit of a catch up, and then I go in.
Well, the first time you come, you have to fill in all the paperwork and the confidentiality and waivers, GDPR, all that stuff. You have to tell us, what colour knickers you're wearing, and then we get all that and we keep it on file.
If any.
And then,
no, commando. You wouldn't go in there, commando. So I go into the bathroom, pee into a cup. You have to pee up to a certain level. Then I bring it out to the girls, and then they're like, there was some phrase you used last time. You were like, Jace, that's good. That's my waddy. Do you have like nicknames for different coloured piss?
Louise is a nurse, right? So she'll always be like, she'll be telling people, if you UTI, you have a bit too much protein in that. What's the you can tell a lot by people's piss, like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like Louise has been giving people like the whole rundown of what they need to be doing, and you need to drink more water. You're a bit dehydrated now. Are you taking supplements? You taking a bit too much protein? So she's great at all that. So she's be telling, yeah. So it tells you a lot, like.
Is my body a compliment then?
My body is that well, I suppose, and that we're talking about the colour of piss now. I don't believe it, but anyway, yeah. The more, and then you have the people that come in and they have obviously they're worried there's something in the urine, and then they're drinking and it's water, basically warm. Like it is there, but they've drank so much water beforehand that they're trying to. So
you could use it for the flowers.
Yes, yeah. That's how watered down it is. But I drink loads of water. I'm like, you do, all right. You drank loads of water today.
Yeah.
But yeah. So we kind of by people's like a nice, like we all know, a nice like light yellow colour for urine is always good. It's the healthy optimum for you.
You heard it here first. I don't know if it's is that an exclusive in the podcast world? What's the best colour for piss?
Yeah, we wanted to call like the business taking the piss. So we were told no, that was not very appropriate.
Come on.
Yeah.
What sort of a democratic society is it? Who told you couldn't do that?
Everybody that we flagged it with, what do you think? No, don't use that name. But it's our password.
I wish I knew you at the time. I would have been pushing for that.
Yeah.
But no, that's interesting. Yeah. So I have a few questions to ask about that. Like about the piss. What's the most failed? So sorry. First of all, what they do is they dip a thing into the piss, and it has like, is it a 10
panels.
10 panels on the
10
strip.
Most common substances.
So there's like 10 strips on the one thing, and it fits into the cup. Lovely.
Yeah, it does.
And then they take it out, and then that shows. It turns a different colour then if
lines. So it's like it's 2 lines as a negative and 1 line's a positive.
Right.
So
all the different what drugs are on that?
Cocaine, cannabis, opiates, methadone, buprenorphine, spice, MDMA, ketamine. Have I said cocaine? Cocaine.
Yeah.
And there's one more. Amphetamines, I think. Benzodiazepines, yes. So all the Xanaxes and all the tablets, all the street tablets, all that is on it as well.
What's the most common one you get positive?
Cocaine. So people come in and think, okay, I used Coke I've used Coke 2 weeks ago and it should be out because I googled it and Google says 5 to 7 days. They come in, it's still in their urine. No, I haven't used anything. Well, that's wrong. Blah 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 blah. Why would I come here and waste my money? Or why would I come here if I knew that it was? So what's happening now is that cocaine has been cut. Whatever they're cutting it with, it's staying in people's system longer. So Google is wrong, and also we're fat soluble, like so it attaches to cannabis as well. Hugely attaches to our inside. So it's taken longer to leave people's system. So people come in and think they're going to pass. They've taken coke in the last while but think because Google said 5 to 7 days they're grand, and they're not. That's what happens. Yeah. Or else what also happens, people, is they're out at the weekend, they're having a few pints and maybe forget that they took a little bump, and then come in and then oh, maybe did I? Oh fuck, yeah. When it comes back to them, then you know what I mean. So that's cocaine. Cannabis then takes very long time. So if someone rings me and says I need to be tested, I've stopped taking. I said, when's the last time you smoked anything? That's it, maybe 4 weeks. I said, give it. If you're a heavy smoker, cannabis can take anything from 4 to 6 weeks to leave your system, and you want to be exercising, sweating, saunas, drinking a lot. So getting rid of it. Some people metabolize very quickly, others don't. So everybody. So I always say to people, leave it 5-6 weeks before you start coming to give urines if you've taken cannabis. Yeah. And so I know it sounds like we're schooling people, but we want people to pass the test, and we don't want them to come and you know what I mean. So we're trying to help them. It's not like we're like, so I'll be very honest with people. Say, wait, don't come. Wait, we'll be telling people how to get it out of their system quicker, what to do. So when people come then and they're maybe in court, we'd be saying to them, right, if you have been in addiction, are you have you got help? If you have, you need to document that. You need to show the work you've done in yourself, that when you do go to court then that you're able to say, look, this is what I done. I was ravaged in addiction, and now I've worked giving urines, I've got clean. Maybe I'm helping my local football club. I've got references from work people. So it's building that picture when you go to court then that it's like, right, look, you know what I mean? I'm not just saying I'm doing it, I'm actually doing it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people then, the urines help them to get to a place of recovery and go, right, this is great. I never thought I could do this. And they decide, right, I'm going to stay like this. I'm not going to.
So the urine test is just like one prong in the fork of recovery.
It can be for people, yeah.
So
it helps people.
It's an indicator of their overall journey as well, which is you're interested in all of that anyway, and you've struggled yourself, so you can empathise with what them failing one means.
But
in their life as well as on the.
But 100%. When I was up for that, I arrived into the bridewell one day, into court, right, off me head, was meant to have been given urines, but sure, that never happened. Couldn't find anywhere, whatever. And that was the reason, like, I nearly ended up in prison, because I was like, I hadn't given these urines. I was like, I didn't know where. I didn't have the money to give urines. I didn't know, So, like, for me, if I could have accessed a service like that, you know what I mean? It would have helped me.
Yeah.
So.
And may I just say as well, it's very affordable. You're doing it in a way that's.
Okay, so we try and make it so on our website it says the price, right? But we work with people. So, like, if Johnny up the road is on social welfare and he used to come we work with people. We talk to them. We help people. We don't want we don't want to make it unaffordable for anybody. We talk about, we've payment plans. We've done it with people who. We've done it for free for people at times, like, so it's not about. It's not.
Jeez, I didn't know about that.
But we like, because Louise and me are such. Louise will ring me and go, "Oh, such and such. Oh, he died, Joanne. Come on." I'm like, "Okay, go on, Louise." Louise will give it to everybody for free.
Yeah. Stay close to the mic.
Sorry.
You'll be sound. So, you work with people. You're great at what you do, and it's. I think I might just keep getting piss tests when I don't need them anymore.
Just to come out and hang out with us.
Yeah.
And just to say, Dan is going to do. Can I talk about the charity gig you're going to do for us? So, Dan has agreed. So Louise is the manager of the Red Door Project, and I'm the manager of Meath Community Drug and Alcohol Response. So the two services for Recovery Month. The Recovery Month is in September. We would collaborate on a few different things over the years, but we're holding a comedy gig which Dan is hosting, and is after getting some comedians to come, and it's in Sunday Street in Drogheda on the 10th of September, the Thursday 10th of September. So, and the funds from the night will be split between the two charities, the Red Door and McDare. So thank you, Dan.
No problem.
Thank you very much. No. So that's just telling your viewers what a lovely man you are as well, and giving back.
Thanks. No, I wanted to help, I think it's great what you do, so no, I appreciate you guys. Yeah. And we're going to have a great night.
So anybody wants to come,
it's going to be electric.
Yeah.
I'm a good host, so I don't want to steal the show though. I have to give the other comedians a chance. Okay. So I won't be telling any of my jokes. I'll just be
hosting.
Yeah. No, I will tell a few. I'll tell a few stories. Might get a bit of material out of this podcast.
Taking their piss.
Yeah. No, that'd be great. It's in Sunday Street, which they've very nice of them to offer to host it as well. It's near Peggy Moore's in Drogheda. They do a great trade there. It's a great pub.
Peggy Moore's is a fantastic pub.
And there's some food in Sunday Street. They have a cafe in there, and they have a restaurant bar. It's a hostel as well. They just have it. Yeah. It's lovely rooms there. As well, it's a gorgeous place.
Droghera's a great time. I'm in Drogheda now for when I was working it. It's great. People are lovely. It's a lovely spot.
I'm becoming fond of it as well. I hadn't much experience of it until I started going down to yourselves and then getting to know a friend of mine. Well, he's the best friend of my best friend. Is the owner of the pub, and he's a great guy. So
thank you to them for.
Yeah, no, it'll be a great night. Hopefully we'll pack the place out.
Yep.
We'll have good crack.
Anyway,
let's get into a few questions.
Okay, go.
From the curious mind of me, my silly. Sometimes I don't know. Sometimes these are the kind of questions I'm trying to figure. I love writing questions for guests, and sometimes I think it's what would be considered a silly question, but then when you ask it, it's like that's not actually a silly question. So it could be anything. But
okay.
Here we go. So the most failed drug test is cocaine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cannabis followed slowly out after. Yeah.
So this is just a little thing about people who study what you studied, counselling and psychotherapy. Do you think that some people who get into counselling and psychotherapy are actually, for want of a better word, a bit mad themselves? Mad is a terrible word, but
Yeah. From my experience, I'm in college. Definitely, I feel it attracts a person that maybe needs to do the work on themselves, and they think then, well, if I study this, I might be able to fix myself along the way and then fix other people. I have definitely seen a lot of, and that's just true for services as well. When people come into, I see students coming into placement and they come into services, and I'm looking at them going, okay, I see obviously why you're attracted to. So there is an element of people that maybe are in addiction themselves, have mental health issues themselves, or have had trauma and are attracted to this type of work. Yeah. And think then, if I go and study it, I'll fix myself and fix other people along the way. You soon though, they whittle away, they fall away.
so they don't end up finishing the course.
Well, some do. There's always a rogue few that get through,
Yeah.
and yeah.
So there you go. It proves it, because I did it for a year and then I
Like
quit.
me.
I quit after a year. Do you know what
Yes.
the main reasons were though? First of all, I was doing it for my brother was suffering at the time
Yeah.
with schizophrenia, and I was trying to learn more. It is basically what you're saying, except I was doing it to try and help him and my family and myself as well to deal with it. So you're definitely correct in what
So the
you're saying
wounded
there.
healer. You look at that concept of the wounded. So we've experienced stuff ourselves, and we are want to help other people. That's everybody you meet that's in this. You're not in it for the fucking money. Like, so sorry, keep course. You're not in it for the money. So it definitely, yeah, it's that. And we all want, I suppose, to do a job or have a career that somewhat is fulfilling and giving something back. So I think there's a huge part of that. Like, with all the work I do, I get so much back from other people. I'm not rich in my pocket, but my heart to be rich, because the amount of people that you meet and the journey that you go along with other people is really rewarding. So there's that part as well, where it's a very rewarding career and very rewarding, when you're helping other people, so you're getting back as well.
Yeah.
So it's serving you in other ways as well. So
Yeah, of course.
yeah, definitely it attracts. Yeah, it does attract a few. I've met a few head cases along the way now. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you say they say the same about you?
I am who I am at this
Yeah,
stage.
but
I embrace
there's
who I am. I am just
There's different types of head cases.
Yeah.
Some are good,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
The world wouldn't be the same without you. So yeah. All right, that answers that then. It does. I just felt that was something that I kind of felt myself when I was doing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was just at the tail end of COVID as well. So I think people were suffering anyway. It was a crazy time to start it. So it was kind of compounded, I think.
And would you think you're going back to it?
I'd love to go back to it. I'll tell you what kind of put me off a little bit. And I'm glad it did now looking back, because I started the comedy during that summer of when I passed the first year, and then it was during that summer I kind of discovered the stand-up comedy that I wanted to do that, and then everything else just went in the rearview mirror. So I think I would I love it. I love psychology and psychotherapy and counselling and all that stuff. I think it's brilliant. Like psychology in particular, it's just endless amounts of interesting stuff.
But what you're doing on the stage, like when you're reading people and you're analysing life, you're looking, that's, a lot of your jokes must be about real life, and commenting, and that is, I suppose, how people live their lives and how we operate, isn't it? So you're really commenting on people's psychology a lot of the time.
I'd be more inward in my material. Not inward, but I get great entertainment out of people's perception of me. By the way I look and by the way they think I'm going to be, and fooling them almost. I get great entertainment out of that. And I've always been very, very sensitive to how I'm perceived, or about... I'm very sensitive about my weight, for example, growing up.
I can relate, yeah.
Very sensitive, like even to something that I know now as a joke. I'd be like, I take it so personally. One little comment, a flippant comment from someone in the schoolyard or on the football pitch would really hurt me, like, So I've kind of used that sensitivity now in a positive way, where I'm comfortable enough with myself now that I don't get offended. I know that that's just someone else dealing with their own issues.
Yeah.
Usually
Their shit.
is the reason why they're saying something to you negatively.
Yeah.
They're just projecting it on you, or they're like, they've gone through trauma themselves. And
it's not a great way to be able to look at, because I think we all take things very personally at times, and something happens, and you bring it inward. But if you can bring it to a place of actually, well, what's going on for that person that they had to say that to me today, or they had to hurt me, or they hit, because, and then you can, it's not about you then, it's about them. And I always say it's their shit, it's nothing to do with me. I can, but in the moment, it's like, oh, I'm hurt.
Of course.
And it's real, it's really
visceral.
Isn't it?
It really does hurt, it's to certain things. And it's almost as if people know that it's going to get you or something. They have like a sixth sense or something. But I'm very comfortable now in that I'm comfortable with myself, and I've been through a lot in my own life where it's like, I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
I don't. And I don't mean that in a reckless way or anything. I just mean it in a way that's like, when I get negative comments online, I'm like, lovely material.
Yes.
Because it's like shining a mirror, or shining a light, or holding a mirror up to people.
But why do people feel the need to comment on, like, negatively? And I know that people troll, but like, they have to be so unhappy themselves to actually sit down and take the time to write a comment to somebody about like the effort that must take, and the hatred behind it, and then to put it out there and to be seen to comment, to be negative on somebody, like the energy that must take, and how unwell is that person that they have to. They have to go there to do that. They must be so unhappy with themselves, must be so miserable, and it's just a projection of their own stuff, really, isn't it?
And it's not, but they would say, their side of the story would be, but you're putting yourself out into the public sphere for everyone to...
So therefore if you want to do that,
that's fair enough as well, because you are putting yourself out there. It's a very vulnerable position you're putting yourself in for the ultimate gain of trying to get followers and of something going viral, or... So you're kind of taking a shot, with each reel or video or clip. Yeah. You're taking a shot to see if. So you're free.
You're fair game. If you're putting yourself out there, that's what they think. You're fair game. You've asked for this, so.
I think that's the other side of the argument. And if you can't handle it, then you shouldn't be doing it. You're putting yourself front and center, and that, unfortunately, in the society we live in, gives people the license to say whatever they want. Because it can be balanced out by people laughing and going, there's 95% good comments of people laughing faces and like, this is hilarious. So you take the good with the bad, and you have to be resilient and tough to take it.
I don't know if I could take that rejection. Like, I always look at writing the book, and I look at the likes of Katrina O'Sullivan, I put, all these people and I can't imagine if somebody, if I put my whole... you put yourself out there and you're trying to help people, and then someone comes along and says, well, like, one comment would kill me. I'd just be like...
Yeah, no, you feel it. Yeah. How you react is the main thing, because you will feel it. Me personally, anyway, because I am very sensitive to that. But it's all about how you process it then.
And does it stay with you long, like, or do you are you able to go, right, you're a knob, get over yourself?
Yeah, well, sometimes it's really... The algorithm online is very ruthless, as in it will... Some people think the algorithm is separate to the quality of your content or whatever you're doing. The quality of it, the popularity of it, I guess. It's not quality, it's popularity. But if people are not looking at if they're looking at your video, say it's 20 seconds long, and they're all swiping off after 2 seconds, it's like, right, that's not engaging. And the algorithm will not push it as much. You won't get as many likes as another video. So you kind of go, I kind of get why I'm getting shit on this one,
Yeah, okay, yeah.
It kind of matches up to the general consensus of the video you're putting out. So I'm a believer that just delete it if you don't feel good about it, and you might be in a moment where you're like, oh, this will be gas, like, and then when you come back down to earth a bit, you're like, no, actually, it's not really very relatable to people. It's not very funny. So
you take it down then?
Well, I wouldn't mind taking it down. Some people, pride gets in the way, but as far as I see, say it's had 500 views on Instagram, so that's 500 people that have seen it. The majority of them didn't feel strongly enough to press like or to comment or anything. That's fine. So that's done now. And if you leave it out there, you take the risk of more of that reaction, or you cut it and go, well, no one else is ever going to see it again if I just delete it now.
Yeah.
So the people who have seen it, it's quite obvious when you say it out loud, but the people who have seen it, and the people who would have seen it won't see it because you've deleted it. And then that's fine. I don't know. I don't mind doing that. You made just a misjudgment or whatever, and
Well, we all do that. We all make mistakes. Well,
so yeah, but it does. But a lot of people say the same thing again. You know, they'd give me similar slaggings generally. Like, you know, Jake Paul has let himself go, or you know, laughing at that. It's terrible. That was you that wrote that, wasn't it?
oh yeah, my
No, they're
troll
good.
name.
They're funny, you see, when you don't give a shit, it's all funny.
Yeah, I suppose.
You know what I mean?
Know.
And then I'd use that on stage. I'd take that and use it on stage. They're giving me material, so I don't mind. It's fine.
I'm looking into this thing lately. I'm self-diagnosed myself as ADHD, so I've just loads of different things, and it makes so much sense because of years of addiction. And it's warm in here, isn't it? I'm glad I wore my shorts and my t-shirt now. But I'm looking into this rejection, you know, like this kind of feeling of, you know, and it's always been something that's with me in my life. If anybody has ever said anything that reject, I feel it hugely. So that it's seemingly a thing in ADHD. If you know what I mean, but I've been looking into ADHD lately around just so much stuff makes sense, like, and I could have 101 different things going on, and I can do 101 different things, you know, and then I get hyper focused, and I don't read things properly, and you know what I mean, and and even at work, like I say to them, do you think I'm ADHD? And they're like, do you what? You're riddled with it, like. So I'm now going to, I think that the reason I'm talking about, is because what you're saying about the rejection piece, it's huge within people with ADHD.
Right.
This rejection, there's a name for it. I don't know what they call it, but some, you know, this.
So they're extra sensitive to it.
Being really sensitive to rejection. So.
Yeah, interesting. So that's one of the symptoms.
Seemingly, yes. And seemingly, also, as I'm going through menopause, I definitely masked some of the kind of traits of ADHD, and now I'm like, I can't do it anymore. I'm not able. So now it's become more and more evidence.
Right.
I think.
Does menopause remove filter?
Seemingly it does. Yeah, you used to mask. Girls mask ADHD. Now I know, like, for years ago, I'd be like, that's a load of bollocks. Why are we labeling people? So all this, you know, ADHD, and I'd be like, me bollocks. But now, the more I'm researching it, the more I'm going, there might be something here. And I done a little test online, you know, one of these things. I was 480 out of a score of 500, a very high extreme. So I'm contemplating getting assessed. Sure, but then I'd be like, well, would I take the medication? Because, like, I'm a geriatric ex-heroin user whose heart's already fucked, and the stimulants wouldn't probably be too good for the old heart. So what's the point then? Because I've self-diagnosed myself anyway. Dr. Jojo.
There'd be 2 lines on that test, I'd say.
It'll be yes, definitely.
I think phones definitely have a lot to do with it. Now,
stimulation.
There's me saying definitely, but just the attention span side of things, I think it's pretty obvious to people. But what now constitutes, like, if you're used to getting our attention span satisfied constantly on reels, on stuff, they only last a few seconds. People are putting in, you know, these videos are specially made.
Yes.
To serve short attention spans. I think if you're looking at a lot of them, and I know people who are on reels all the time. You get on a YouTube reels, shorts, watching them all the time, videos in general, just being on the phone.
You're getting the dopamine all the time. You're getting the kick.
Yeah. So I mean, then that is gonna naturally translate to having a shorter attention span out in the real world, right? Yeah. Surely.
Yeah.
So I'd say that's not helping matters.
Definitely. Oh no, there's a huge amount of environmental factors as well.
Yeah.
Definitely, 100%.
Yeah.
But the more I'm reading into it, I'm going totally off topic now. The more I'm reading into it, I'm going, was I really in addiction, or was it just ADHD and I was looking for the dopamine all the time? But I was in addiction. Come on.
Yeah.
My mother will tell you that.
Yeah.
So.
Why not?
But I'm real thing about this labeling people and putting labels on, and it's very vogue now to be ADHD as well, because everybody's fucking ADHD now. Yeah. So I'm like, do I want to be one of them knobs?
Use it a lot.
Do I want to be one of them knobs?
But don't let that stop you, because I used to have a co-host. He's a friend of mine, Dylan McDonough. He's like OG ADHD. He was back before it was cool. He got diagnosed with it. Before it was cool, but before loads of people were saying they had it.
Yeah.
I think ADD and ADHD. I think ADD is the one that would get triggered by the phone use, and by that's just a straight up attention deficit disorder, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where you just can't focus on things. Whereas I think ADHD is a lot more complicated, isn't it?
Seemingly.
A lot more
And
complex.
I'm not that fey with, like, I'm just starting to dip my toes into it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to.
But he gets frustrated with people saying they have it all the time as well. But I don't think it should stop you seeing if you have it. Because if you get medically diagnosed with it, then
it'll just explain everything.
Did I
And
just
I'll
say
just
yes
go
or
around
no?
going, that's my ADHD. That's what I'm walking around at the moment. That's my ADHD. That's my ADHD.
Right.
Yeah. I just blame it on it. I have to blame somebody or something. Can't
Yeah.
just be me, like. Yeah. Need to blame somebody.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah. It's interesting. I don't think I have it.
No?
Don't think so.
I work with a man. He definitely has it. It's very funny. He's gas.
What are the
Stephen.
obvious symptoms?
Oh my good God. He just hyper, just bouncing around the place. Just really says no filter,
Not
says
able to
whatever.
focus.
Can when he wants, hyper
Right.
focus on stuff, and yeah.
Right.
But my son definitely has it. And then if you have it, it's likely one of your parents had it.
Oh Jesus,
Yeah.
right.
So anyway, we'll go down a quagmire here of
Interesting.
fucking.
Right, we'll get into
we're
another
gonna-
question here. How long are we going here? Oh, we're going well. A couple more questions for you, Joe.
How long are we talking? Sorry.
We're an hour in.
Oh, sorry. Go on.
No, it's great. Thoroughly enjoying it now. Let me see. Why does therapy not work for some people?
Because they don't put the work in. So I have people that come to me and they sit on that chair every week and they think, oh, I'm going to see Joanne and I'm in that chair, so therefore I'm going to therapy. But they don't implement the work that we maybe talk about in the sessions, or they don't process it, or they don't. So I'm a great believer. I give people homework. I said, so this week maybe go and do this. You come back. Did you do it? No. I said, it's not going to fucking work if you don't do it. So
Right.
you're wasting your money coming to me. You're not going to actually implement the change we're talking about. So loads of people come or maybe they're not ready to do the work and they don't want to, so they feel they have to, or they're feeling a reason to come to, they've issues going on. And a lot of people come and they do the work, but some people, I believe, definitely aren't ready, just think because they're sitting in the chair. And I say that regularly to people, 3 or 4 sessions in, and if people are coming back and, I'm asking them how their week was and, what, didn't notice anything, and, maybe what did you do this week to maybe make change. Nothing, didn't. And I'm like, you're wasting your money. Well, you know what I mean? Just save your money. Come back when you're ready. Come back when you really want to do the work. Because there's no point in coming to therapy if you're not willing to actually put the work in. And it's not about just sitting and that hour of talking. It's everything else that you have to, if you want to make change in your life, you want something to, or you want to process something, you actually have to do the work yourself. So you have to implement, whether it's, if you're looking at addiction recovery, if that's why you're coming, if you're looking at maybe, childhood stuff, you're looking at patterns, you're looking at attachment theories, whatever it is, you have to do the work. And some people, what you do in the session, is valid, but there's all this other stuff that happens midweek and it might come back to them. And so I'd be saying to people, journal, write stuff down. I give people like sheets of paper. I'll give people, go off and maybe, maybe spend a day with your inner child, spend a day with little Dan, bring him out for ice cream, bring him to the park, love him, nurture him, you know what I mean? All this kind of, like self-love piece for, did you do that? No, I didn't. Okay, well, it's not going to fucking work if you don't actually do the work.
So if they want it to work, it's a two-way system.
Yeah.
It's not just you healing them.
Well, I can't heal anybody.
But that's what they think it is, don't they?
Yeah, but I can't. I'm just there to facilitate. I'm
Yeah.
not. You're doing the one doing the work.
Yeah.
And people always say that, and they feel, oh, thanks, that was brilliant, and and I said, I done nothing. You're the one that does. You're the one that has to put the work in. You're the one that has to make the change. You're the one that has to want it. I can't do anything. It's not in my gift to change you. It's your, you know what I mean? It's you're the one that has to look at their self-esteem, your self-love, your whatever it is that you're coming for. But there's no point in coming and just, a lot of people think, I've sat with Joanne for an hour and therefore I'm, no. That's not
Right.
how it works.
Yeah.
Delusion, tell themselves that they're doing the work when they're not really.
Do you think there's people, maybe the older Irish generation, that would be immune to therapy? Do you think that's a thing? Can people be immune to therapy?
I think definitely when we get older, it's, what is the likelihood of somebody maybe 70 or 80 going to therapy and changing? I think at that stage, a lot of our behaviours, patterns, beliefs are really embedded in us, and I can't. I, but I believe you want to, you will. But I believe there's a generation there that maybe, and never, therapy was never a thing then, you see. So if you've that mindset of, well, why would I go and talk about my dirty laundry with somebody who, like, that was like, this is, you look at it, it's only in the last 20 years that therapy has really been a thing in Ireland.
Yeah.
So I do believe there's a generation out there that would maybe, would think therapy is, I suppose, you're being, the kind of judgment stigma piece around why would you talk about that type of stuff, and and especially with men, I suppose, you just, you bottled it up, you got on with it. Men were men, we didn't talk about this stuff. That generation of
Yeah.
tough men out, and we just, that all of that, there's all that stuff in that generation. But I think we are getting better at kind of, breaking down them barriers to people reaching out and getting help, and we talk better about mental health, and we talk about minding ourselves and all that. So it's moving in the right direction. But yeah, I do think there's a generation of people out there that maybe would feel that, that's a load of bollocks, and sure, what would you want to be talking about? Don't be talking about that. Don't be telling people your stories now. Don't be talking about that element of that. But yeah, I've had people come to me that are like 70, 80 and have really wanted to, decided that this is something I really need to, it's constantly coming up for me, patterns. I was, if you keep repeating patterns in your life and it's causing you, well, it's maybe something you need to look at. So but like, I don't think everybody, if you want to change, you will.
Yeah.
100%. If you want to change, you will. And but then there's people that just will never, and think that they're right and they're doing nothing wrong.
There could be people in their 80s or 90s going to therapy, right? And they're like, I believe in the afterlife, so I'll bring this with me.
Yeah.
They could.
Yeah.
Could that be a thing?
What, like that they
if you believed in the afterlife,
yeah,
all the stuff that you learn in therapy, then you bring it into the next life with you. That could be a thing,
serve me into So 2 weekends ago, I was on a plant-based medicine retreat and I took mushrooms, right? So I took Cambo first night, and second night I took mushrooms. And my partner, this is going to sound mental now. Actually, this is going to make me sound mad if I continue this story, but anyway, I'll continue. So my ex-partner, my son's dad died in addiction. Mark was really ravaged in addiction. He died in 2011, and he was homeless and really, really unwell, and was, never got recovery. And he's always with me. He's always, you know what I mean? He's always around. I talk to him, but when I took the psilocybin the other night, or 2 weeks ago, and he came through, and he was a big row about, like, you've pictures of me in the house, and you never talk to me anymore. You're too busy. You're always on the go. Jesus Christ. And I was like, okay, calm down.
You have ADHD.
So, yeah, that's what I was like. Will I write the book? Will I leave my job? Will I? And he kept saying to me, none of it matters, Joanne. None of it matters. It's all about love. And he said, the heaven is like, he didn't say heaven. He said, the next place you come to, he said, it's just the most beautiful. And see, this feeling you're feeling now of warmth and of contentment, and that's what it feels like all the time. All of this is bullshit. None of it matters. It's all about love. He said, you keep giving love to everybody that you work with and you help. He said, that's all you need to do, is just love everybody. He said, and I'm loving you. I'm sending you all this love, and you're loving everybody else, and that's all that matters. And that's all he kept saying to me all night. It's all about love. And I just was like, wow, blown away. And I know people are like, you were taking drugs up a mountain and that's what happened to you. But it was a very, very spiritual, beautiful experience. And I believe, I believe there is an afterlife. Like, what's all this about? Like, why are we here? If this is it, like, and we just die, no, there's more.
And why not believe it? If you're gonna, why not? You have every right to believe that as well, because people believe whatever they want, and if you want to believe that, and you actually believe in it, then great. I'm tending to believe in that more now as well.
You take people that have had like have died on the operating table, and they say they have seen the light, they have been to heaven, and are all them, like, there has to be more than this. There has to be.
Yeah.
And I'm not a religious, like, I'm not a I'm not one of them, you know what I mean? I believe in God, but the Catholic Church, and I won't go there, but I definitely have a belief in there's something higher power, there's something more. And through all my life and everything I've been through, that has kept me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kept me grounded and connected, that there is something directing me out there, helping me, supporting me, you know, guiding me. Yeah. Sorry, it's gone very deep now.
No, I like it.
Sorry.
I like that. No, it's very encouraging for me. I actually really find that very, very encouraging and positive. I like to hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, more of that, please.
And the plant medicine has helped me with that. Has helped me really connect with that spiritual side of me. And I'm seeing things like all the time. Like I always say, there's no such thing as coincidence. Like, so there's no such thing. I'm meant to be sitting here with you here today.
Yeah.
We were meant to meet.
Yeah.
In how we did, you know, and our lives will, you know. So like, I believe we're all connected, and you know, and there's angels and there's other forces out there helping me in my day to day, you know what I mean, and I'm on a path, and I'm meant to be sitting in this chair here today. That's just how it is, like. So, and it's all written for me in the stars. I'll shut up now, Dan. You're looking
No,
at me
I like
you're
it.
fucking
No, I like it. I love it. I think that's great. Yeah, I that's the closest thing that I don't know what to believe. I don't know what to believe in or not to believe in. And I can never say that anyone's wrong or right in what they believe. I think everybody has the right to believe whatever they want and go. I believe in gut instinct for sure.
Yeah.
And that's what I go with.
the gut.
The gut.
It'll never let you down.
Oh yeah.
Ever.
Exactly. So
Trust your intuition, yeah.
I kind of just wait, and as the older I get, I'm sure it'll come to me more. But I know that it's in that direction of where and it's getting stronger in me as I get older.
But that's the trust that you start to, because you know, when we're younger, I suppose, or we don't trust that, we don't listen to it. But I think as the older we get and we start listening to our gut, and it's like our second brain, or you know, we go with the intuition. But I think if we haven't trusted it and it's led us wrong, but as we get older, we start to listen to it a bit better. And definitely, with years of addiction, I never trusted my gut because I made so many bad mistakes. But now it never lets me down. I trust what feels right, what you know, it's directing me in the right direction, and I'm listening to it.
And it got you out of where you are and to where you are now. So yeah, I've more questions, but I think I'd love to have you on again. Do you want to do like a part 2?
Yeah.
How often do you be in Dublin?
I did be double a bit. Like, I'm here today for work, for, you know what I mean. I'm in Trinity in the morning. I'm doing there's research in addiction being launched. So I'm actually I'm gonna stay in Dublin tonight now, and then go to that in the morning. And so yeah.
Would you come on again?
From work? Yeah, of course I would.
Because I've so much. I love what you do, and I love what you're about, and the things that you've learned in your life and what you've been through. I think you're an amazing person.
Ah, thank you, Dan.
Yeah.
That's
No,
lovely.
I feel like very like lucky and honoured to have bumped into
But we were meant to meet.
yourself and Louise. Yeah. Well, I love it. I think it's great, and I've so much more questions to ask. But
The next time I come out, I'll talk more about my addiction journey the next time, and you can.
yeah, and I want to ask about, like, see, it goes a bit. I think we'll leave it on that note because it's a nice way to finish.
Yeah.
But the other stuff that I have to ask about is like, self-awareness, and can you be too self-aware? Can it actually block you? This is like a trailer for the part 2. And can you have too much empathy where then it feels like I suffer with it with my family and maybe my parents a little bit, where I just want to help them with everything, but you've got to give people their sort of independence and not kind of step on their independence.
Yeah.
So
we'll talk about that all the next time. I'm glad I wore the shorts and the t-shirt now, Dan, because it's like a sauna in here.
I know.
I'm taking my clothes off soon now.
I know. There's no aircon in here, I tell you.
It's in the middle of the hottest. Yeah, it's a very hot day, and it's
So in the winter, you can see your breath in here. I had a little heater, but it's one extreme to the other. So
I was a bit worried about my inappropriate clothes, and I didn't realise it was on camera. But now I'm like, yes, I'm glad I'm not wearing much clothes.
It's been great having you, Joe. Thanks very much for coming on the show.
That was really enjoyable.
It's been a lovely chat. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well, whether you're watching or listening, wherever you're watching or listening, whether it's Spotify, Apple, YouTube, wherever in the world you are. Hope you've enjoyed this. Thanks very much for clicking in and checking this out, and I will see you again on the next one. Thank you.
Over and out.
Over and out.